Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in this video I'm going to show you how I put together May's Stamp Club packet. Had to make sure I got that right. But before I do that, you'll have to excuse me, I need to do a little bit of business for ye club members. So if you're part of my stamp club, I just wanted to let you know that in June's packet, you'll get the tabs for your catalog that look like this. And in June, we'll talk about how you put them on your catalog and stuff. But I just wanted you to watch your packets for June, which will be coming out pretty soon, the beginning of June, with your packet. Anyway, tabs for your catalog. I think they're pretty cool, and it helps me get through my catalog a lot. But anyway, they have to watch your catalog for that. Oh, and then while I have my catalog, and then a couple other things I want you to look at. Now, you know that we pick a bundle, and we use it for 2 months. So we were talking about July and August bundle, and I don't know, anyway, looked at a few stamp sets. So I thought I would show you really quick in this video which stamp sets we were looking at, and if you would let me know which are your favorites or which are your tops or whatever, which ones you'd like to make or use. I'm sorry, use for July and August. Sorry, I can't do two things at once. So the first thing is, or one is Grassy Grove. Now the stamp set looks like this. It does have coordinating dies on page 164. Let's check those out really quick. They look like this here. It's a really nice bundle. And we talked about that you could get the stamp set the first month and then maybe get the dies the second month, so it wouldn't be such a big purchase all at once. And it's not a bundle anymore, but that was number 1. So page 84, the Grassy Grove, you'll have to check that out. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. And the next one is on page 85. It's right here. The Wild and Sweet. This was another one they were looking at or we were discussing. And this one doesn't have dies. It's just the stamp set, but we could do a lot. You could do a lot of technique with that one. And then page 100 is the next one. Let me look at that one. Here we go. That one is this Bear or Wildlife Wonder. It's another one. It's just a stamp set. There's no dies that go with that one either, but that was another one we were looking at. And then the last one on the list is on 108, called the Sea Turtles. And so that's this one down here, which is a little bit different. It's the reverse stamps. And so they were interested in that one too. So I'll put out an email and I'll give you all those page numbers and stamp sets for you to look at. Let me know what your vote is to use in July and August. And hopefully we'll be set and I can be prepared. That's all I'm asking, that I'm a little bit prepared for July and August and have those stamp sets ready with your packets before it's time for club. Okay, so let's go on to today's cards. They look like this. We're gonna start with this card right here. Now you'll notice one of my samples has hearts on it and the other one doesn't have hearts. I wanted to send this one to my boss who's moving on and I didn't want hearts on his. Sorry, Dan. But so you could make it either way, but we're going to start with this brown packet here. Oh, I'm like, why can't I get it out? But my Post-it note is holding it in there. So I did give you a Post-it note, which is sticky. The whole thing is covered with Stickum. We're going to create a mask for the next card, not for this card. And then also in your kit, whoops, here's your card too, the extra card that I make for you. And just so you know, that's a new bundle, and I do have it here. I'll show you which I used on that. That's this part of this Circle Sayings. A really cute bundle, comes with a 2 and a 3/8 inch circle. That's what I used to make the third card this month. But out of this side of the packet, we need that little yellow piece of cardstock right here. Get out, there we go. So now we have all of our pieces and parts. Let's clean that off. Set that aside. We're going to stamp on that yellow piece. Well, both yellow pieces, this one and this one. We're going to stamp on this Pecan Pie, which is a new color, one of the new colors that just came out, and I absolutely love this color. We're going to stamp on this strip of white, and we're going to stamp on this for your hearts. This is Flirty Flamingo. All these, oh, no, and this strip and the inside. We're going to stamp on everything. And then you have a strip of paper that looks like this. This is masking paper. You might want to have that handy too. Okay, let's start with this white strip here. And if you notice on my card, I have it to where it says just swinging by to say, and it doesn't have any hi there. In the stamp set, it has the word just swinging by to say hi. I'm going to show you how to mask. So I'm going to bring in, because it's a photopolymer stamp, I'm going to use my silicone, nope, not a silicone mat, my Stampin' Pierce mat and a piece of scratch paper, and find that stamp that says just swinging by to say hi. This is where we're going to use this piece of masking paper. Now I'm going to fold or tear mine in half. It's just a little bit easier to use a little smaller. And I'm going to peel that back off, and I'm going to use that masking paper to cover just that word hi. So like this. And then the cool thing about photopolymer, first of all, you can take your masking paper and stick it to your block so it stays where you want it. And then you can see through the photopolymer to make sure that only that hi is covered. We want all of the other parts of the stamped image to show up when we stamp it. So let me get my ink pad here, which I'm going to use maybe dig Early Espresso ink. So now when you ink that up, and then where's my paper here? And then I'm going to remove that masking tape, and then I'm going to huff, moisten that ink, and then stamp it down. Try to get it straight. Hold it there, let that ink sink into the paper, and now you get that image without the hi. Now let me show you another way you can use masking paper. Let's say, for instance, you ink up your stamp and you're like, oh shoot, I really didn't want the hi on there. You could then just take your masking paper, do the same thing, cover that hi, have it stick to the block, although I think I touched my, wait, hold on, I touched my stamp with my finger. It doesn't stick as well to the ink as it does to the clean stamp, but it does a pretty good job, and you can still get it in there and look, stamp that without, and that omits that hi too. So either way, you could use your paper, and that's called masking. There you go. There's your little technique of the day. So now we have this piece here, but now in my mind, it needs that little dot, dot, dot. So I'm going to just take my Early Espresso Stampin' Write marker, and I'm going to just draw those 3 little dot, dot, dots. Like that. Cute, right? Okay, so we got that stamped. Now with that Early Espresso, we're going to take that piece of pecan pie, and we're going to stamp the monkey that coordinates with the punch. And I'm going to stamp it toward the bottom so I can get it into the punch. And if you're looking at your stamp set, it's this monkey right here. Now with that same stamp, we're going to take this piece of crumb cake here, and now toward the bottom, I'm going to just make sure I get his face on that piece of crumb cake. And you noticed I stamped that toward the bottom too. So now we have those 2 things stamped. Then let's put this away, I think. Oh, let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and stamp the inside. Now, let me show you my sample cards, because like I said, I'm giving this one to my boss that is got a new job. It's congratulations and good luck. And here again, I just used that marker to write the and in there. This one's not his, really. This one is his without the hearts. Looks like that. Okay, but on this one, I just want to say happy birthday. So I'm going to use my go-to stamp set, that go-to greetings, and just take this little happy birthday right here, and I'm going to just stamp happy birthday on the inside of my card. Let that ink sink in. There we go. So it's just simple, just like that. And then we'll add a banana to that later. Okay, so now I think we're done with the brown. Oh, unless, nope, I want a couple hearts, my bad. One more thing with the brown. And I'm going to just stamp 3 of them here. And I only probably need 2, but I'm gonna put 3 just to be on the safe side. Okay, now let's stamp one more thing. Oh, and here I missed one more thing of brown we need. Doggone it. Let me take that back out again. With my little banana here, I'm going to stamp my little banana on my yellow piece here, and I'm gonna stamp it like this. This makes it easy to get it into the punch, and I think this time I'm gonna stamp or punch out 4 bananas. And there I gave you a big enough piece of cardstock that you should be able to get a lot of bananas out of there. Okay, now we're done with the brown. But I'm gonna bring in that other little banana and some yellow ink. Here's where you could also use Versamark. We just want a light color on color to kind of give it a background. So I'm going to just take that banana, the one that looks like it's peeled down, and just randomly turn in my stamp to give it kind of a background. Just a random, I don't know, give it some personality so it doesn't look just like a plain old yellow. I don't know, stop talking. Okay, so 2, you know how you can see that this was a square. And then I use this punch here. And right now I can't even tell you what the name of the punch is. I should have looked that up. It'll be on my blog, Be Creative with Kathy. Just search Stamp Club and you'll find it. But this is the punch I used to make it into that shape. Okay, next. Let's go ahead and punch out our bananas and our monkey. This is the coordinating punch. Punches out that little banana on the side. And let's get this little banana. Then I'm going to turn it over, and now I have a little handle with the other side, and I can punch out. And look, I probably could have got 1 more banana out of there, but I think 4 is plenty. 1 of them we need to set aside for the next card. Okay, now let's clean up a little bit. We can put this away. We don't need this anymore. Oh no, we need to punch out my little stamped monkey. So we're going to take that pecan pie, slide it in there, line it up with the punch. Now we have our little monkey, and then we're going to do the same thing with his face here. You slide it down here to the bottom of the punch, line that up. There's his little face. And then using the scraps of that crumb cake, we need to punch out 2 of these little circles, which aren't really circles, they are really his ears. So there we have 1 ear. And then let's punch out the other one. And you should have plenty of crumb cake cardstock to get the face and the ears all punched out. Okay, now I think, do we have all of our pieces and parts? The last thing we need to do, I guess, is just fussy cut some hearts. And I wished I would have thought to do that before so you wouldn't have to watch me, but I'm going to just do 2 of them real quick here. And at least you're on the video, you could fast forward through me fussy cutting this little heart. But I am going to leave it just a little border all the way around. You know what, I'll just cut out 1, and then I'll cut the other one out later. And then I can finish my card when we're off video. And you don't have to watch me fussy cut little hearts. Okay, we'll set that aside. Like I said, I'll do that later. Now we have all of our pieces and parts. Let's go ahead and assemble our card. First thing I'm gonna do is just fold my card base right on that score line. I'm gonna use my bone folder, get a nice crisp fold there, and then I'm going to take my crumb cake here, and nope, I'm not going to take my crumb cake yet. Well, I'm going to have it handy. There we go, got all my pieces. I'm going to take this strip here of white that we stamped on, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back, and I'm going to line it up with the center of the side of this decorative square. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on that square. And now I'm going to line this side up with this side over here. Whoops, trying to get it centered. So it looks like that. There we go. Now I'm going to just add this to my card front. Or I guess to my card base. This is my card front that I'm going to put onto the base of my card. This is the inside, so we'll go ahead and put him in there. Just like that. Okay, off to a good start. So these little leaves here, I punched out with the Tropical Punch. Now the Tropical Punch is an online exclusive. You won't find it in the catalog. You'll only find it at Stampin' Up's online store. It looks like this. It has a coordinating stamp set that I do not have handy. But like I said, you look at the online exclusives and that's where you'll find this punch. And just for interest, I punched it out in 3 different color greens we have. The darker one is Granny Apple Green. The lighter one, I guess you'd call it, is Parakeet Party. And then the one that has a little bit more yellow tint, now that's our brand new, it's a return color, the Lemon Lime Twist. So if you're thinking, I wonder what color our 3 greens are, there they are. Or there's the 3 tropical greens, I guess you'd call them. And we're going to take these, I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back of all 3 of them. And when I say the back, you can kind of see the rough edge from the punch. I'm going to put the adhesive that's on the rough edge. Then I'm going to kind of just line them up here and cover that square. We don't want to cover, well, you can't cover the whole thing, but we want to just make it so, yeah, so it looks about like that. That looks good. Nothing fancy. Let's go ahead and assemble our little monkey. I'm going to take liquid glue and I'm going to actually put liquid glue on the pecan monkey here like this, so I know where to put my little crumb cake pieces. Then with my take your pick tool, I can lift those up and just set them right there and kind of slide them. Now on these little ears, I guess you can see a flat side. The flat side goes toward the face. That's why they made 2 of them. And looks just like, oh, flipped him over. Now my little monkey looks just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's put him on the card. I'm going to use dimensionals. I'm wondering now if you're part of club and you were at the meeting yesterday. We meet on Zoom and you're like, hey, this isn't the same way you made it yesterday, but the outcome is all the same. I probably don't do it the same way twice ever, but you'll have to let me know which one's better, or if they were the same, who knows? With me, you never know. Okay, I tied a little bow here with my green, I can't remember what this stuff is called, but this is the in color from last year ribbon. Look how pretty that is with that sparkle on there. But I just got a little bow there. I'm going to put this onto my card with the glue dot, and I'm going to take my glue dot on the roll here and kind of fold it in half. So use that take a pick tool, fold my glue dot in half, and then stick it. I think I'm going to put it, where do I want my little, I think I want it right there next to my leaf. Let's see. Yep, I think it looks good right there. Then I'm going to take that little banana with another glue dot. Let's see if I run, oh, last glue dot on my roll too. I guess I better get another roll of glue dots out. But I'm going to take my banana, and as we talked last time, because all my bananas on my sample cards are on this side, but look how cute if you take that banana and just put it over there. It kind of has a better rhythm to it. I wish I would have taken this one off and put it there. But you put your banana where you see fit. And then I'm going to just trim these down. And look, I am going to only use 1 heart because I don't want anything else on the front of my card. But here on the inside, I'm going to take that little heart and I'm going to put it down here. And then an extra banana, which, dang, where's my glue dots now when I need them? I'll have to use that liquid glue. but I'm going to just take that little banana right here and set it right there. And then look how cute the inside of my card is. And there you go. One more time with the bone folder here. And so that, depending on how you like your card, that would be card number 1. Alrighty, let's go to the next card. Next card looks like this. This is one of them. This is my sample, and this is the one I made at Club. Let's try to scoot everything over so I have a little bit of room to work. Bring in this packet here. Now we're going to stamp on 3 pieces of Very Vanilla and on that Post-it note that we set aside for later. Set our card base aside too. So let's look at these 3 pieces of Very Vanilla. The largest one is the inside of your card. So this is what I'm going to stamp mine like this time. Last time, or for my sample card, I stamped it like this. So you'll have to stamp it how you want, but I think this the lot of bananas is a lot of coloring, so I'm going to just stamp it like that. That is the largest piece for the inside. The next size piece is for the front, where we're going to stamp those little bananas, and then this is actually the front layer that goes on there. So we're going to stamp on that one, and this one last. We're going to stamp now on that middle size piece. And like I said, we're going to take some early espresso ink and those 2 little bananas. Here they go. Oh, and I should have my, let me grab my chamois so I can clean that yellow ink off my little banana here. Start with a clean stamp. Okay. And then, so I'm going to take this banana and then stamp him once, and then take this banana, and we're going to alternate it, try to say that, back and forth. So we have just a little row of bananas, and I'm going to try to stamp it in a different direction each time, close to the edge. There we go. Just stamping happy little bananas all over. Whew, almost dropped my stamp right on my paper. Did you see that? That was close. It all worked out though. Well, that was pretty good. Okay. Oh, wait, we need one more banana over here. And then let's see if we can fit 3 more. If I stack him maybe this way, maybe this banana this way, and then we can put one more little banana right there in the center. Yikes, it's going to be a tight fit. Maybe I got a little carried away at the bottom, but I think that looks okay. Alrighty, there we go. I think we're done. Now, whoop, not with the stamping, but just with the bananas. We're going to set this aside and let this dry really well before we start coloring it. So let's bring in this piece here, and I'm going to bring in a piece of scratch paper and that Post-it note. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this monkey here on your stamp set. It looks like this. To me, this one looks like he's swinging. So I'm going to take that monkey and I'm going to stamp him right here on my Post-it note. Now, because my Post-it note is sticky all over, you could stamp it anywhere you want. If you're using a regular Post-it note, I suggest you stamp it toward the top where the sticky stuff is, and then you need to fussy cut it out. And it looks like, hang on, let me get my mask off the back of mine so you don't have to watch me fussy cut a monkey. But I would fussy cut 2/3 or maybe half of the monkey so it looks like this. Now I have a handle to hang on to my monkey, but I just tuck and fussy cut right along that line. So you know how usually when we fussy cut and you get that border, we don't want any border. You want to cut through the line part of the stamped image on that one. Okay, so now we have that part, and you can stop the video here and go cut your mask, but I'm gonna go on. We're gonna first stamp this branch image, and I'm gonna make sure I get to where the leaves are up in this left-hand corner. Just stamp it up there. Hopefully I didn't get my head in the camera, but if I did, I apologize. There we go. And then that same little swinging monkey, we're gonna take him and stamp him about in the center. Now I'm gonna kind of look, because I want my vine to come down about here. So I'm gonna make sure that his hand and maybe his tail are about there. Think about right there, looks good. So see how his hand and his tail will kind of come through that branch. And you'll see what I'm talking about if you want to watch me stamp mine first. Then this little stamp that says I'm bananas about you, I'm going to stamp that right there in the bottom corner. And now we've kind of filled the whole area. But then last, we're going to fill in that bottom area with this leaf looking thing here. We're going to just stamp it here, like there's a little bit of growth from underneath our monkey, and maybe like that. There, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to use these two, this little branch here and this little branch here. But first, we need to cover up our monkey. So I'm going to take my mask and lay it right over that stamped image like this, because we want the branch, or the vine, I guess you'd call it, to be behind the monkey. And the other thing you want to make sure is on your little leaves are pointing up. I think when a vine grows, the leaves grow up. So I'm going to make sure that I use them this way. See how now the leaves are up. I'm going to start, I think, with the little one. Let's see how he looks. If I stamp him down, and I'm looking toward his hand here, I'm going to stamp it like this. And see how I made sure that my image touched the tree. And then, nope, now I'm going to use the big one because it kind of curves the other way. And then I'm going to stamp that down just like that. And there we go. Then the last one, I'm going to take that little one again and stamp it up. So it looks like the vine is growing from behind the tree and down. Then when you take your little monkey mask off here, look how cute. He's hanging on to that vine, but yet the vine is behind him. So that's just a little bit more masking. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp the inside. Now for the inside image, I'm going to use this happy label stamp that it says, I'm so happy you were born. Find that one, and that, I keep putting my ink away, and I don't need to put my ink away yet. Along that early espresso ink, try to get it straight here. I'm going to stamp that, so happy you were born. And then I'm going to stamp that happy birthday again right under that there. Just let that ink sink in a little bit. Don't be in too much of a hurry. Nice. And then down here at the bottom, that same leaf. And I'm going to just stamp it a couple times. There we go. Now I think we have all of our stamping done. Now we need to color. So I'm not going to color everything or assemble everything. I think from here on out, and I lost my inside piece. Here he is. So let me just show you how I colored mine and how I layered it, and then you can go ahead and finish your card without having to watch me. I used my colored pencils, so I'm going to take the yellow or daffodil delight or whatever color yellow pencil you have. Mine are watercolor pencils, so that when you color on your paper like this, then you can take your aqua painter, which I should have got out. I'm going to leave these open. And then you can smooth out that watercolor pencil with your aqua painter. Then when you're done with that color, be sure and just rub your blender pen on your scratch paper and clean it off. And I did take a little bit of Well, I used my Early Espresso pencil to color in the little base of those bananas too. So that's how I colored all of my little bananas here. Then I used the same Early Espresso pencil and I colored the stem. And here again, so once you, whoop, look what I did here. See how I went out the lines? I'm gonna just use an eraser and erase that and get it back in the lines. That's a cool thing about the colored pencils, is that you can fix to somewhat of your errors if you go out the line. Then that same blender pen to smooth out that colored pencil, get it all in those nooks and crannies like that. Yeah? Okay, so then for my leaves, I used Granny Apple Green. And I colored all the leaves, including the inside, same thing. Let me make sure, did I get the brown off of my, I did. So the Granny Apple Green on my leaves, smooth it out with your blender pen. Looks like that. For the monkey, I used Cajun Craze. So he kind of has a rust feel to him. And I only colored around his ears like this and around his face. And then of course his whole body, so he ends up looking somewhat like this. Now there again, you'll see that my two monkeys are different colors. It depends how much pressure you put on your color pencil as to how dark all your colors will be. Or maybe on how good of a point you have on your pencil. But that's how I colored that. I think that's everything. I did actually take, let me show you how I did this too. I took a Flirty Flamingo. I'm trying to find a block here that's empty, but I'll have to peel off. Okay, I took a Flirty Flamingo pencil and I colored on my, ooh, yikes. Look, I broke my pencil lid. Hold on. Easier said than done. I took my Flirty Flamingo pencil here and I scribbled on a block. And then I took my blender pen and picked up some of that pencil. And then I just drew little cheeks here on my monkey. So that's another way you can color with the Flirty Flamingo. I also took that Cajun Craze and did a little bit on his nose, although I think the pink on his nose would look cute too. So that's how I did all my coloring. I'm not going to make you sit through and watch me color all my pieces and parts, but then with the other pieces of cardstock, so you have your card base, we'll just fold that in half. We're going to take our inside. Here he is. And we're going to put that on the inside, of course. We have the Early Espresso that this layers on. It would look like that. And then I would layer these two, put some dimensionals on the back of that, and then I laid it right here. And then just like I did with the first card, I just took that little banana and placed it in his hand like that with a glue dot. So then, bada bing, bada boom, that's what my card looks right there. Oh, and not that one, but this one. Alrighty then. Look, and I did add a cute little banana down there too. Those little bananas are stinking cute. Okay, so that's the cards. Let me show you the first one again. If you have any questions, you be sure and let me know. I will help you out, answer what I can. If I can't answer your question, of course, I will find out and let you know. Again, you can see all the supply list and the measurements on my blog, BeCreativeWithKathy.com. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being a part of Club, and I'll see you back here in June. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Ooh, one more thing. And I hope I don't mess up your name, but Keely from Australia, I cased her card. This is her card, so we got to give Keely from Australia. Love your card. We have to give her credit. All right, now we're good. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.